Hi, my name is Beverlee. I have two sons that were drug addicts. It was many, many years ago, 20 odd years ago, that all this happened. Their growing up years from high school. So it's difficult for me to remember all the things that happened. At first, you don't know that your son or daughter or anyone is addicted to drugs because the one that's doing the drugs, I think, is very smart and they know how to disguise it. So it happens gradually. Especially when they're teenagers, you think that's just part of growing up and you don't think that they're doing drugs. And even though drugs were talked about in the schools and other parents, you never would think, oh, my son or my daughter would never do drugs. So you're always thinking the best of what your child would be doing or not doing. So until it gets to acute ways that you realize that this isn't just growing up, this is, I think he might be on drugs. So you start snooping around or asking questions, and of course the son or daughter would deny, and then you'd get into altercations and little fusses as a parent and a child, and then you'd try and decide, well, is he or is she not on drugs, or is it all in my mind? It gets to be a very type of a vicious circle of trying to figure out what to do. And maybe in today's world it's easier because you can go to the internet and do a lot of research. And anyway, they talk about it more. But in our days, first of all, you didn't want your neighbors and friends to know, so you kept it as a secret, like an internal secret in your family. So it's very confusing to figure out what to do and what not to do. It takes a long time to figure it out. And then it gets to the crisis, and then you say, oh my God, what do I do now? We seeked help. We got doctors involved. We got psychologists involved. We went to treatment centers. You might get a close friend to get some advice. The other children in the family were one of my sons couldn't understand it and couldn't figure it out, why we were spending so much time with one of the children more than the other one. That was effective. Between the husband and wife, he had his own ideas and I had my own ideas, so it caused a lot of heartache and sadness with the mother and dad. In my situation, I was home more. The father would leave early in the morning and come home late at night. And the only time that I would try, which was a fault of mine, to keep a lot of this away from him. So he was building a new business, and I didn't want it to interfere in what he was doing. So I tried to handle it myself, which was a very big mistake. And I did a lot of things that were very bad, as far as enabling, denial, which I don't think they would do today. There's so much out there that that helps you, but I tried to enable my sons by giving them money and going along with their lives. And I would get in the car, try and find them. I'd get little tips from a friend of theirs that he was at a certain place, so I would just about stay up all night going to different places looking for him. It was ridiculous to do the things. As I told you, I did a lot of the wrong things, which that was one of them, to try and track them down and figure out where they were, and a waste of my time and energy and stress, because they're always one step ahead of you. There was a time that I even had one of my sons arrested and dragged to treatment center. Even that didn't help. I think one of the things I did do was go to Al-Anon, and when I went to Al-Anon, I was very proud of myself and my son, because we were trying to fix it. So it didn't bother me after they tried to get well, because I thought that was a good thing, because we're working to move on and be successful. They have to decide when they want to get better. And we sent our sons to all the best facilities as far as addiction centers, and in those days insurance wasn't involved. It was cash out of your savings account. Millions of dollars were spent for our sons to get better. After all the 30-day programs that we sent them to, and we would always be very positive that, oh yay, they're going to get better, but that didn't work. What did work was both my sons were sent to long-term treatments, and they had to go out of state. One of the sons went to New Jersey and one went to Mississippi, and we couldn't have any correspondence the first couple of months, and we were invited for parents' visitation weekend after so many months, and we had a lot of group therapy, and we listened to other people in the same situations, and we started understanding. But it did take years to understand, and the long-term programs were the saviors to my both sons. They are both clean and sober now, and doing exceptionally well in their businesses. And I'm very, very proud that both my sons did very well after they got clean and sober. One of my sons did did die. He didn't die from overdose or drugs. He died of cancer. My other son, who was very, very bad, after he went to long-term treatment, he came back as a different person. He decided to take care of others that are going through what he went through with addiction. So he has a treatment center that takes care of people that are in the same position that he was in. And the good thing about it is he understands what they are going through because he's done it all, and he's done all the sneaky things, and he knows how to approach and help the addicts. I have a very close relationship with him. He's kind of like my mentor, and if I ever need help, I consult him, and I think my husband feels the same way. We have utmost respect and admire him very much because he's doing so well. We are so proud of him that he's taking care of others that are in dire need, and he's helped so many thousands and thousands of young men in this situation. Recovery boot camp is I think it's not like any other treatment center that I read about or have known about because we've been there. They're very strict, and they don't put up with the lies and the deceits. And it's a very, very nice facility. It has all the things that you need for recovery. That's why it's called Recovery Boot Camp. With the therapists and the counselors, the group therapies, and then also they can stay there as long as they need to be sure that they're okay. I pray for any parent when I do hear, now that everybody knows that our sons were addicts. I get a lot of calls from different friends and families asking me what to do, and I'm not a professional or an expert on this, but I wish them well, and I pray, and I ask them to pray. But I try to tell them not to enable and to try and be as firm as possible in the beginning, because it can be something like a slippery slope to have them tell you that everything's fine when it's not. I think the advice that I would give to a parent that is trying to figure out what's going on with their son or daughter or even husband or wife is to don't enable. That's very important. And try to understand what's really going on, and not to be in denial about it, and make sure they get help before it's too late. And as I said before, they can lose their job, they can lose their family, they can lose their life. Take care of it immediately. And if you need help, go to a treatment, talk to your pastor, your priest, or even a doctor, but get help immediately before it's too late, because as we know, there's so many deaths out there, and recovery boot camp is one of the finest facilities in, I think, in the country, and I know in South Florida, and your son, daughter, or husband or wife will be in good hands.